Good evening, our nation wants to know. We're bringing you all the updates. Viewers, 17 days after the mishap at the Uttarkashi tunnel, the Herculean task of rescuing the 41 trapped workers in Uttarkashi is perhaps just minutes away from success. As per the latest update coming in from the NDMA, the rescue personnel are knocking on the door and are about 2 meters away from breaking through the debris and reaching the trapped workers. Remember, after the auger machine failed, it was up to the rescue workers to begin manual drilling through the debris to break through the last 10 meters. And the NDMA says about 10 meters was drilled through in the last 24 hours alone.
They have been able to take it to 58 meters, which is a phenomenal achievement, I would say. कि 10 मीटर मैनुअल 24 घंटे से कम में उन्होंने अचीव किया है. इसके बावजूद अभी हम 58 मीटर पे हैं. पाइप पीछे से पुश होता गया है with the help of the auger machine, the pressure of the auger machine, and we are hoping another 2 मीटर तकरीबन लगेगा और अंदर पुश जब होगा तब we could say that आर पार हो गए हैं.
It's also important to understand what's going to happen over the next few hours. As for the NDMA, about 3 teams of 4 NDF personnel, that's a total of 12 NDRF personnel, each will enter the tunnel once the pipe's been inserted. Once they enter the tunnel, the workers will begin a mock drill. And this is essential because the workers will be briefed on how they will be pulled out. Remember, the workers will be pulled out on stretchers, but there's a possibility that these stretchers could get stuck during the evacuation procedure. However, contingencies are in place which should the stretcher get stuck, and the workers will be briefed on the same. The NDRF personnel will also build a ramp up to the pipe so that every worker can climb up to it and then be evacuated. So that's as far as how things stand at the moment. Let's quickly take a look at some of the ground reports as well.
एनडीआरएफ का इसमें रोल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. 3 टीम 4 जवान की टीम 12 लोगों की वो बनी हुई हैं. अंदर जाएंगी ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए. ये पूरा वो फ्रेश है, ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे जाकर अंदर. एसडीआरएफ एनडीआरएफ को सपोर्ट देगी. साथ में जो हमारे मेडिकल पर्सनल हैं, पैरामेडिक्स, वो जाएंगे अंदर. एक पूरा मेडिकल प्लान बनाया हुआ है जो एग्जीक्यूट होगा ग्राउंड पर. ये अंदेशा लगाया है कि एक इंडिविजुअल को आउट ऑफ द 41 एक इंडिविजुअल को तकरीबन 3 से 5 मिनट लगेंगे निकालने के लिए, ईच वन इंडिविजुअल. तो आप लगा सकते हैं कि आउटर लिमिट अगर हम देखें कि 5 मिनट अगर लगाते हैं एक इंडिविजुअल पे, वो तब एग्जैक्टली कंफर्म होगा जब पहला, दूसरा या तीसरा इंडिविजुअल निकलेगा. अगर 5 मिनट का भी अंदेशा लगाते हैं तो हम 3-4 घंटे, ऑलमोस्ट 3-4 घंटे लग जाएंगे, क्योंकि गैप भी होंगे बीच में.
मैं आपको दिखाता हूं. ये इसके जरिए आप समझेंगे कि जब रूट क्लीन मिल जाएगा, क्लियर पैसेज मिल जाएगा, उसके बाद एनडीआरएफ के 2 जवान जाएंगे. ये तस्वीर देखिए, इसी तरीके की पाइप है जो अंदर डाली गई है. ये रस्सी, यानी एक हिस्सा बाहर रहेगा और एनडीआरएफ के 2 जवान देखिए, अभिषेक आपको दिखाई दे रहे होंगे, उनके हाथ में थोड़ा सा जूम करिए हरिंदर. देखिए उनके पास स्ट्रेचर है और स्ट्रेचर लेकर 2 एनडीआरएफ के जवान टनल के उस साइड जाएंगे. रस्सी एक हिस्से में रहेगी. और अभिषेक, मैं आपके पास आ रहा हूं, थोड़ा बाहर ही रहिएगा. अभी अभिषेक थोड़ा सा बाहर रहिएगा. इधर से हरिंदर दिखाइए. और टनल के दूसरी हिस्से में यानी जो पाइप बिछाई गई है, आप देखिए स्ट्रेचर लेकर आ जाएंगे. स्ट्रेचर इस तरीके से स्ट्रेचर लेकर आ जाएंगे. अब इस दूसरे हिस्से में क्या रहेगा, एनडीआरएफ के जवान मौजूद रहेंगे और यह तय होगा कि एक श्रमिक को बाहर निकालना है. तो कैसे होगा, स्ट्रेचर इस पाइप के अंदर डालेंगे. अंदर से दिखाइए हरिंदर. और इसमें एक कर्मी को लिटाया जाएगा, कुछ इस तरीके से लिटाया जाएगा. और उसके बाद एनडीआरएफ के जवान, थोड़ा आप लोग आगे आ जाइए भाई साहब. एनडीआरएफ के जवान जो टनल के इस साइड रहेंगे, यानी इस हिस्से में वो खींचेंगे. चलिए, इस तरीके से खींचेंगे. और इस तरीके से जैसे हमने अभिषेक को खींच लिया, इसी तरीके से एक जवान का रेस्क्यू होगा. एक समय में एक जवान का रेस्क्यू करीब 1.5 से 2 मिनट का समय लगेगा. और 1.5 से 2 मिनट का समय लगेगा. उसके बाद इस स्ट्रेचर को चूंकि उसमें स्केट्स लगे होंगे तो उसी तरीके से इसको अंदर भेजा जाएगा।
And as the nightmare for 41 stranded laborers come to an end, the entire nation waits with bated breath for news of their relief, while every Indian today is hoping for a successful, safe operation. The opposition sets its sights staunchly at the polls. On the target is the PM himself. Injecting Rajniti in the rescue operations, Congress has tweeted a political satire of the PM with a green flag outside the tunnel. They've even put a caption saying, "Bring in more cameras and you'll get a darshan of the Prime Minister." Reiterating this attack on the Prime Minister, Congress leaders have taken to social media and said that now that election campaigning is over, the superhero may just arrive at the tunnel. Their alliance partners to jump in to politicize and blame the Prime Minister for the mishap. Listen in to these attacks.
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने तमाम नए शब्द ईजाद किए हैं, जैसे आंदोलन जीवी, पता नहीं क्या क्या जीवी उन्होंने ईजाद किए। तो इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का कैमरा प्रेम किसी से छिपा नहीं, तो अगर वहां जाएंगे तो भी कैमरा जाएगा। तो अगर ये एक राजनीतिक स्वस्थ कटाक्ष किया गया, भाई कुछ कैमरा लगवा दो इससे प्रधानमंत्री जी, आज उन 41 मजदूरों पर रहम खाइएगा, आप मत जाइए, क्योंकि आपके जाने के बाद वहां लोगों का ध्यान भंग हो जाएगा।
मेरे ख्याल से तो जिस तरह से वहाँ स्थितियाँ बनी हैं और उसमें निश्चित रूप से प्रधानमंत्री जी को संज्ञान लेना चाहिए। और चूंकि देश के अंदर एक इस तरह का धीरे धीरे परसेप्शन बनता जा रहा है कि देश में जहाँ चुनाव होता है वहाँ प्रधानमंत्री जी जाते हैं, लेकिन जहाँ देश में संकट आता है वहाँ प्रधानमंत्री जी नहीं जाते हैं। तो राजनीतिक प्रचार भी करें, लेकिन ये भी जिम्मेदारी है प्रधानमंत्री होने के नाते कि देश के सामने जब भी संकट आए तो उसके समाधान के लिए जो है वो सामने भी आए।
The reports are coming out, food, water, all being sent inside. But what is their condition? Nobody knows how corrupt practices were going on. All these things got exposed. What is happening under Modi's regime? What is the safety measure they undertake? But finally, we will have to safeguard the people.
Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us with us at the moment is Manish Bariyar, political analyst. Rohan Mitra, political analyst, also joins us. With us is also Ravi Srivastava. I'm going to come to you first, Ravi Srivastava. Let me begin by asking you, Neha Joshi also joining us. She's spokesperson of the BJP. Ravi Srivastava, the question that the BJP is asking at this point of time is that is it correct to target the Prime Minister at this moment of crisis? At the end of the day, the government is doing or taking the kind of steps that it can in these extremely adverse circumstances. We know the world's best experts are at the location. Why target the Prime Minister at this moment of crisis is a question that the BJP is asking. Ravi Srivastava.
Madhav, BJP can ask anything. The fact is that what Congress is asking today, why this whole operation has taken 17 days. And it appears that as if everything is synchronized to the election campaigning in Telangana. 5 o'clock the election campaigning ends and we are going to get our trapped workers in out of the tunnel. And what has been happening for 17 days? Why army was not called earlier? Why the other methodologies were not applied over earlier? Why? Because 17 days nobody was giving attention. We are only seeing 12 meter is left, 10 meter is left, 5 meter is left. What is all this drama? The 41 lives were at stake and we were seeing a kind of a running commentary every day. And our Prime Minister, everybody knows, is a camera GV Prime Minister.
Sir,
So wherever the
are you saying that our forces are not working at the optimum? Are you saying that our forces which have been there, all of those engineers, all of those experts are all, this is some kind of choreographed measure by all of those individuals? Are they not committed to bring out the trap miners?
I would say it's a gross incompetence on the part of the government, state as well as center. What questions have been asked to the W construction? Who are the owners for that? And what is their responsibility? What safety measures they had taken?
Okay, it's gross incompetence. Neha Joshi,
Nothing.
It's gross incompetence on part of the administration. And is it just a mere coincidence, Ravi Srivastava is asking, that all of this is happening at a time when the campaigning has formally come to an end? Your response, Neha.
First of all, I don't even think the kind of despicable remarks that Mr. Srivastava is making and the kind of allegations, we are talking about 41 lives here. We are talking about multiple agencies working in a synchronized manner to make sure that these 41 lives come out, hale and hearty, they're healthy. Everything has been done right from day one to ensure that they have oxygen, that they have food, that they're taken care of. We have the best experts from around the globe coming to Uttarkashi to supervise and manage the rescue operation themselves. Madhav, when your very existence is based on opposing somebody, in this case, Prime Minister Modi, it is so shameful कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी का विरोध करते करते कब आप भारतीयों का विरोध करना शुरू कर देते हैं, आपको समझ ही नहीं आता. And this is what is happening in case of the Congress party today. The kind of shameless tweets that have been put out by Congress leaders, by Congress spokespersons. One of them has even gone on to target the media. I didn't interrupt you when you were speaking, Mr. Srivastava. Please extend the same courtesy to me. Madhav, they have gone on to the extent of saying the rescue operations. They have gone on to the extent of saying that the media was only concentrating on the elections, when I know media persons who have been camping there for the past 17 days, making sure that we get...
Well, absolutely. In fact, let me put that question across to Rohan Mitra. Rohan Mitra, the question is this. The question is that in a democracy, obviously everybody has every right to ask questions. But the point being made over here is that, at the end of the day, to call him a superhero who will suddenly appear before that area, there are those who are saying that at the end of the day, is this also targeting? You may question the timing, saying that this is happening just after the end of campaigning, like Mr. Srivastava is saying, but also you're targeting the Prime Minister could also be interpreted as a political statement being made. Rohan Mitra.
Good evening, Madhav. Good evening to all your viewers. First and foremost, Madhav, the people who are talking about being insensitive on social media, they are the ones who set this kind of a narrative when the social media wasn't the political tool what it has become today. They were the ones who made trolls, who were trolling Congress leaders and the opposition leaders, their main faces. So for today, the BJP to say that, that we are being insensitive, this is just a meme, as you say, as a satire. This is what has become the way the campaign, social media campaigns are played out. The BJP has done it previously. No one has questioned them. The most important point here is we have a double engine sarkar in Uttarakhand. You have a BJP sarkar, you have a Narendra Modi sarkar in the center. And when this tunnel was being built, there was no cautions taken. There was no mitigation plans being placed. We have seen what has happened in Himachal Pradesh from between 2018 to 2023 and the kind of damages Himachal faced because of this unplanned construction work which was going on. And the same thing now we are noticing in Uttarakhand. The question the opposition has for the PM is, when you promise a double engine sarkar, when you're going about the whole country and saying that please elect my government in every state, and this is what we are seeing. We are seeing where the government is failed in development purposes. The tunnel was completely planned. Nothing was happening correctly.
Madhav, please.
And for the last so many days, nothing happened. And we've seen.
Okay, many hands going up. I'm going to go one by one. I'm going to go.
One second. Can I just finish, Madhav?
Quickly. 20 seconds. Make your point quickly, please.
When Mr. Gadkari went there, we saw the Uttarakhand CM and his entourage reaching out to Mr. Gadkari with roses, smiling on the camera and posing for the camera. Is that what you call a rescue operation?
Okay. Neha, I want Neha to quickly respond. Neha, there have been allegations of posing happening. There are all sorts of charges happening. But I think the fundamental question, and I think the one legitimate question though, is that why safety and adequate mitigation measures were not taken as far as this particular tunnel's construction is concerned. Please respond to Rohan on that point.
Madhav, first of all, I am tired of these wannabe environmentalists saying that devastation is happening because roads were built. Madhav, the reason why we've been able to lead a world-class rescue operation, why a Chinook is able to land in Uttarkashi, how we were able to get these plasma cutters from Hyderabad, the organ machine from somewhere else, it is because we have roads in Uttarakhand now. There was a time in 2013 where we faced the worst devastation that Uttarakhand has ever witnessed, and there were no roads to take all of these equipments. There were no helipads available under the Congress regime where we could land helicopters to facilitate rescue operations. So all of this is because of the Congress party that Uttarakhand was lagging behind. Today we have the infrastructure that, God forbid, such a thing happens in Madhav. Uttarakhand is a state, unfortunately, ecologically.
Ravi Srivastava, one by one, please. One by one. Nobody's interrupting you. Let's go one by one, please.
Ecologically sensitive zone.
Do allow me to respond, please.
It's an ecologically sensitive zones. हर 6 महीने में आपदा आती है, लेकिन आज हमारे पास
Okay, it's an ecologically sensitive zone, Ravi Srivastava, but in this particular case, she says that now we have the infrastructure to deal with such a problem, whether it's helipads, roads, etc. The government has worked towards building that infrastructure to deal with this kind of a crisis. Please respond to her.
Madhav, worldwide, the people do rescue operations in the higher regions, in the snow regions and all that. What I'm saying is that Himalayan region is highly fragile, and that's this kind of an unmindful development which has been done. You have seen the Joshimath. The Joshimath example is before you. The cracks were as large as 4 feet, 6 feet. And what is happening? These roads they have made every day. The landslides are there, the avalanches are there. All such things are happening, and we have got no backup plan. And our Prime Minister, when the crisis happens, he never goes there. He only goes for the election campaigning. Manipur happened, he never went there. Morbi, 40 people died, he never went there. There's a crisis here, but he's only busy in the campaigning for elections. That's
Let me bring in Manish
motive.
now. Manish, your response to him, he says that the Prime Minister has only been visiting those places where there are polls and not to the states where there's a crisis on ground. Please respond to Ravi Srivastava.
So, as per Ravi Srivastava, then Congress should have actually stopped campaigning in elections, and they should have said that we are not contesting elections till the time these 41 people come out.
I'm
and
talking
everything
about
should have
Prime
stopped.
Minister, you are talking about
It's a very
Congress.
wild thinking. I was listening to him. Saying that everything is happening for elections.
Ravi, one by one, please. You have responded. Manish has just started speaking. You can give him a rebuttal. We're gonna come to you again. Just let him make his point, please.
Thinking is that politics doesn't mean that you try and connect two things in such a shameful manner, right? One cannot even imagine. It's such a big crisis. In fact, look at Israel. Look at many other countries. When the crisis is there, everybody comes together.
Okay,
That
that's the most important point. At a time of crisis, those inside trapped are still not out. I'm going to request all of you to stay with us. Let me quickly cut across to my colleague Rakesh, who's joining us from the spot of that rescue. Let's over to you, Rakesh. Well, these are live pictures coming in from the rescue venue. In fact, hoping that there is some good news that comes out in terms of those who are trapped and that they will be rescued at the very earliest. In fact, we're standing by NDMA, of course, saying that since it's the final stage, it may take some amount of time as India prays for those 41 lives. I'm going to request all our panelists to stay on with us. These are the live pictures coming in from that spot in Uttarkashi Silkara Tunnel. We will be bringing you more updates in just a few moments. For the moment, we're slipping into a very quick break. More on this coming up.
Go power.